You know what's wild? Every time I stand in front of the mirror in contest prep, I see two realities at once. On one hand, I see a masterpiece. The cuts, the lines, the vessel that I've stewarded like a ship into port. It's incredible what discipline and grace have carved. But in the very same glance, I see everything that's not enough. The body dysmorphia is very real. The places that are still soft, the symmetry that's still off, the flaws that whisper, not yet, not good enough, not up to standard. That's bodybuilding. That's prep. It exaggerates the duality in your own reflection. And here's the thing. If you don't learn to hold both truths, you'll collapse under the weight of one. Psychology calls it whole object relations. It's the ability to say, I am both magnificent and still in progress. The immature self splits, all good or all bad, masterpiece or mess. But the integrated self can hold both without shame, without collapse. Because shame says, I am wrong, or guilt says, I did wrong. But in prep, neither is true. I didn't sin because I'm 6 weeks out with water retention. I'm not condemned because there's still more conditioning to carve. I'm simply in process. Already here, not yet finished. And that's where faith breaks in. Because isn't this the very paradox of the gospel? Already saved, not yet glorified. Already holy, but still being sanctified. Paul says in Romans 8:30, those he justified, he also glorified. Past tense, like it's already done. But Philippians 3:12 admits, not that I have already obtained all this, but I press on. Do you see the tension? God calls me holy while still chiseling me holy. I am seated in heavenly places, and yet I'm still lacing up my shoes down here on earth. The verdict has been spoken, but the process is still unfolding. And bodybuilding mirrors it exactly. I can look in the mirror and know the work is already astounding, and yet not yet complete. The masterpiece exists right now, and the progress is still in motion. If I anchor my worth only in the not yet, I drown in shame. But if I anchor in the already, I can walk this road with grace. Grace before outcome. Identity before achievement. Faith before the finish lines. It's why Romans 8:1 declares, there is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Not later, now. Not when the package is perfect, not when the stage lights approve, now. So when I stand in front of the mirror, I don't let shame preach the verdict. I let grace speak the identity. I don't reduce myself to the flaws. I rehearse the paradox. Already, not yet. Masterpiece in progress. Holy, still being sanctified. And every rep, every pose, every reflection becomes practice. Not just for a stage, but for anyone standing in front of their own mirror, wondering if they're enough. This is where we learn to hold the masterpiece and the unfinished, the already and the not yet, without shame, but with grace. For a generation learning to live between the promise and the process, between grace and glory, between what is and what will be. Be loved and be loved, beloved.